Hello everyone, I'm Mary. I apologize for my voice, which is kind of lacking, but I really couldn't delay the making of this video any further, considering that we're not technically in the beginning of 2017, although we're not in February just yet, and I really felt like doing this type of video considering it's been actually 2 years since I properly updated this channel. I know I posted a sort of, life update last year, but I hated that video and I just deleted it. Basically, just to sum it up very briefly, last year I did not read a single book, and that's why I did not update my channel. 2016 was a very eventful year for me. A lot of things happened, not bad things, just primarily good things, but just a lot of changes happened last year. In May, I moved in my current house with my partner, and it's a house that we built ourselves, or well, we participated in the building and the styling of it, and it's been an ongoing process for 3 years basically, although last year was a very intense one because we actually started living there, here I mean, and we still need to finish a lot of things, and one of those is my bookshelves, which I'm very excited to get finished so that I can bring all my books here. And then I was working full-time and I got married in September, which was another thing that really took away my time and energy, although it was really good and I'm very happy. It's been a very stressful year for me for all of those reasons, and I know that people react differently to stress. For me, some people read to relax themselves, and I guess reading per se, it is relaxing, but I could just not bring myself to any type of commitment, if that makes any sense. Even movies or TV shows, I would just not watch them. I would just, spend my time, my limited free time, to just browse through Instagram or random YouTube videos, which, didn't ask for any type of commitment. And I was stuck with the 5th book in the Outlander series, and I felt like I needed to finish that one, and I didn't really want to start another book. Plus, the only time that I had actual time to read was before bed, and I just couldn't keep my eyes open, which is something that never happened to me before, since I've always been, a night owl, and I've always loved to read in the late hours of the night, but that didn't happen last year. I have not been reading, but I plan to read this year, so that's why, and I plan to keep my channel updated, and that's why I felt like some kind of explanation was needed as to what to expect from this channel, I guess, this year. So, to 2017 goals. I really want to give myself more reasonable goals for this year, and that's why I set my Goodreads goal to 25 books. I just wanted to keep that number low so that if I hopefully read more than that, I will be pleased with myself and I will congratulate myself for reading more than 25 books. But yeah, anyway, that's my Goodreads goal, and I want to tackle the Outlander series and just finish it for once. I have 3 books left, and I finished that 5th book I was stuck with this month, and I decided that I want to read a book a month from the Outlander series, so I have 3 left. They're very chunky books, so I know that they're going to take away a lot of my time, but I love that series, so I'm happy to finally finish it. Then I want to dedicate a portion of my reading to reread, because especially with the packing and everything, and deciding the books that I wanted to take with me in my new house. Well, actually, I thought I was going to take all my books with me, but then I realized that I had so many books sitting there that I did really not care for that much, and I unhauled some of them. And also what I realized is that I really wish to have on my bookshelves only books that I love and that I would recommend. For that reason, there are some books which I gave very high ratings in the past that I read something like more than 10 years ago, and I feel like it's not fair to just recommend those books to people because I don't even remember what happens in them, like most of the time. I would just remember the feeling of it, you know, being a good book. But I'm sort of a different person now from, you know, 10 years ago, and I really also I'm curious to know whether I still like them that much or not. So I want to reread a book a month for that reason. Well, not all the books that I own, but just the books that I feel like, you know, I really loved them at the time and I don't actually remember the details of. So that's another thing that I'm going to do. And the last thing for this year is that I really need to decrease my TBR pile, as a lot of people do. And I decided not to buy books for at least, you know, a few months, so that I can narrow down my TBR pile and like then allow myself to buy a book every, I don't know, 5 books, for example, that I read. 5 new books, of course. Reread don't count. And yeah, I want to do that to just be able to decrease my TBR pile. And I would love to narrow it down to have 10 books on my TBR, like even constantly. I would be okay with that. But right now I have like more than 60 books to read, and I feel very anxious having that TBR pile staring at me. Oh, another thing that I almost forgot is that I'm not going to do any more TBR videos because those stress me out so much, and I actually never stick to them because when I give myself rules, that's when I'm going to break them. I'm that bad. So yeah, no TBRs. I still will be posting, you know, reviews and occasional wrap-ups. We'll see for the book hauls in the future, but yeah, so I'm just going to read whatever I feel like reading every month, and I will let you guys know through this channel, and also on Goodreads if you want to follow me on there. Thanks for watching and for sticking with me for so long, for those of you who have, and until next time, goodbye.